Sounds familiar? And it sounded good to me. These words were the words that Dr. Ender used in his opening remarks. And as I thought about it, these are the words that describe my life here at Harper College. My days and my hours have been filled with budgets, buildings, and bonds. And I hope that as I leave, because of my involvement in those three items, that I'm leaving it in a better place, and that you can go forward from here, and that now as a college you can focus on student success because budget, buildings, and bonds are all in place. I have enjoyed my time here at Harper, and there's not been a day when I did not feel challenged, oftentimes overwhelmed with all of the load that was before me. And I've warned Tammy that it never gets any better, because it never did. 13 years, and I always told my husband, well, next week or next month there won't be so much. And now I'm saying, well, next week, I think next week will be light. But I'm now looking forward to another challenge, a new lifestyle, without the pressure of an institution to keep on track or to keep moving forward. As a side note, my husband's just hoping that I don't want to come home and keep him on track and him moving forward. Oh dear. It will be different, but the journey of life takes you through many phases, and each phase has a unique flavor and requirements. I've told many of you that I'm looking forward to this next year. I'm thinking about it in my head as a sabbatical, a time to renew and refresh, and then at the end of that year, I'll decide if I'm a retiree or I'm not. And I think it's very difficult for me to decide or know at this moment what the answer will be at the end of that year. In the last days and weeks, as I have been giving some time thinking about my departure from Harper, my husband and I have also been trying to learn how to tie an eye splice. This is a complicated nautical knot. Weave. It's a weave. It's actually a weave. And what you do is you take this 3-ply rope, you put a piece of tape on it about 4 inches up, then you separate the 3 strands in the ply, and then you take those 3 strands, it's hard to do this with the microphone in my hand, and you weave them back into the main body of the rope. He's building a project where he needs this, and so we've been trying to learn how to do it. It sounds maybe like it's easy, but it's not. And so we have done the weave, undone it, done it again, undone it, many, many times until we're about ready to give up because we can never get it to look quite right. But as I was working on this and as I was thinking about my time at Harper here, I think it's a very apt illustration. I think that when I came here, I was one of those single strands, and over the period of time, my life and the life of all of you here at Harper has woven together in this splice or this weave that is all one, and it's been hard to determine where I end and where you begin. And in these last few weeks, what I've had to do is I've been throwing out, I have the dumpster up there in my room, and as I've been throwing out, I feel like I'm starting to unweave myself from the Harper family to move forward. And what I noticed with this rope when we kept doing this over and over again was that when we had done it so many times, that single strand was no longer straight, but it had all these kinks in it. It had been impacted by being woven together. And again, I thought that that was probably a pretty apt description. I know that my life has been affected by all of you and how we have woven together. And I'm thinking that maybe I've left a few Judy wrinkles on you. At the time, so I just think it's time to go forward, each in our own way, each one to weave ourselves into new forms with new people. It's been great. Thank you.